What else can we say about WarioWare? Well, I am interested in, let's see, Orbulon. Orbulon? Nah. Let's look at Dr. Krygor again. Dr. Krygor does this thing, right, where he's suddenly flooded with water and he needs to sort of swim up. He's kind of like, oh, you know. In fact, I'm actually going to check that. Yes. So he does this sort of swimming gesture in the water, as you would. And then once he has flown up into the sky, he's caught by this little bird and he starts doing the swimming gesture again. So that's not a common way that you would pretend to fly, you know, I think. In cartoons, usually pretending to fly, people flap their wings and so on. He's very obviously, I would say, doing a swimming motion as if he's comfortably swimming through water, just as he was a few seconds ago when he was underwater. So I feel that that's done on purpose, so to speak, that there is a correspondence aesthetically between his movements below in the water and the other ones, so to speak. And so I was intrigued by how that might connect, or how that could connect to the mermaid scene, where the sort of customer or client, I don't know who the taxi drivers are driving to the ocean, becomes a mermaid. So where could we go from here? A theme that seems to emerge for me has to do with water, and water being associated with the color blue, perhaps. The thing I was interested in is how the prince that Cat and Anna are saving is all colored blue when he's possessed. And then as he is unpossessed, he falls down from his weight-lifted position, so to speak. And as he falls down, right, he's transformed back into non-blue. And that is, in a way, what Anna does as well. She has been restricted by something. In this case, it's rope, so it's not a curse like in the case of the prince, but she's sort of restricted. And she is also blue. She's dressed in blue in a similar way and falls down, right? Because Cat liberates her. So her falling down, to me, feels like this blue dressed object, or blue colored object, in the case of the prince, falls down. And as it falls down, some sort of a curse or restriction or binding of some kind, something like that is liberated. Now, another silly detail relating to that is that the castle of the prince is decorated with these two fish-like figures. Fish tails, in fact, side and side of the castle. And of course, a fish tail is what the mermaid had before jumping into the sea. And the mermaid is also kind of like returning to water and falling down into water in some way. But there is an interesting aspect about this, I think, because it is water, but it is being lighted by the car light. The car light goes vroom and shines on the sea. And we are next to a lighthouse, so this edge between land and sea is indicated by light. This light of that kind of saves the distance between land and sea for ships is the lighthouse right next to it. But then also, when we look at the sea after the mermaid has jumped in, we see the sun. So it's this romantic movie-like image of the setting sun, I guess, in the distance, as if also to say, look, a light, a sun, is at the edge, at the limit of this ocean where we're going to. And of course, I don't know, the sun is red.